start driving. I'm trying to put this doggone thing in the right spot. Uh, put this and try to put the camera in the best spot possible so y'all can see me as much as possible while I'm recording, because I keep getting emails about people, I can't see you, even though y'all don't really need to see me today because I'm looking a mess. Let me see if I can put it over here and y'all gonna see it. It might. You know what? Every time I put it over here, it kind of somehow I end up. Okay, let's see. Okay, maybe that'll work better. Okay, a little bit more reclined. Just think I'll mess up that. It might. It might. It just might. Let's try again. Oh, that's. All right, we'll do it that way. We'll do it that way. Yeah, that's how we'll do it. Okay. So today, y'all, I wanted to talk about some of the things that I had to get over. Some of the things that I had to definitely stray away from. And dang, this mug sound loud than a thing. It sounds really, really loud. I might have to get this one fixed. How to not feel bad for doing great. And also, how to stay focused and not be so emotional. And tell you this, for someone like me, I try to push off and do things strictly and not get my emotions attached. That's why I do things straight, clean, clear, because I know the power of emotions. Emotions can do a lot for you. It can leave lasting. It can keep lasting relationships going longer. It either positive or negative, whatever you view it as. You know, I sometimes view things as toxic and not toxic, things that are not really helping you. And oh shoot, let's put these on. And so, for me, oh shoot, y'all, I don't know. Sometimes me wearing lashes really long, I wear contacts. So if I do not curl them, they are not really the best for me, okay? Especially with glasses. But I refuse to be in the sun because I can't see. So there you have it. Anywho, I'm gonna take these off. This one is really irritating, y'all, to the max. It's a little bit too longer than I'm used to, but that's okay. And so I started overlooking my life, overlooking the things that I was going through, and I'm like, I took myself out of some stuff, and I was like, you know what? I'm actually doing kind of well for myself. I just was like, you know, I'm doing well, better than I thought I was doing. You know, sometimes you don't see things when you're like in the middle of it. And so I was like, dang, man, you know, I haven't accumulated this much. I haven't, you know, not only that, I've been slipping out of my word, you know. I'm gonna say this last week and a half has been really, really something, because I had to learn how to be how to stay even more disciplined. And then a lot of other factors have came into my life. A lot of other people that were previously out of my life came back into my life. Some people were good, okay? It's not always bad. I know I talk about that a lot, the bad. But there were some people who were good. And when I say good, because y'all know I don't deal with the spectrum, but I'm going to say non-toxic to the direction that, to the direction that I wanted to go in. Okay, it wasn't going contrary to the direction that I wanted to go in. And so, yeah. And so things changed. So I had to get a little bit more stern. I had to get, why is all these people wearing all these costumes? I forgot what day this is, but it's always something weird. I hope it's not the thrill. No, it's not the zombie thing yet. It's not October. But yeah, it's always somebody being weird. Always. Yeah. And so, anywho, I started thinking about that. I also started thinking about one of the reasons why I felt like I needed to make even more of a change. When I got out of my environment, and I told you guys some new people came into my life. I started looking at some of the great things that I had accomplished before all of this happened. This was the wake up moment for me, to confirm that, okay, I'm better than this. I'm better. I'm good at, completing this task. I'm able to do what God told me to do as far as creating things. I would have a lot of things in my imagination. I have brought forth a lot. I won't say I brought forth because that was God's doing, but I have completed a lot of things in my life. But there are some things that I just literally got stuck on because I was like, oh my God, it's so much bigger than me. It's so great. Like, when God shows you some things, like, about your life, and sometimes you get stuck at where you're at right now. And I've had those instances, and I've seen God shift and change and do a whole metamorphosis on me multiple times, but it just seems like every time it's greater and greater and greater. That's part of being a child of miracles, but won't go into detail with that. But I wanted to talk about staying above water, staying ahead and staying above water. Because of that, when you see this and you think it's too great, sometimes you can backpedal and you're like, okay, I need to stay where I'm comfortable at and try to build up there, when God sometimes wants to catapult you. Oh my God, like my body was shaking. It's still shaking a little bit now, but I mean, it was shaking when I got that revelation. Like, I got that like a couple of weeks ago. And God was like telling me, like, I'm trying to catapult you. You asked for this. I'm trying to catapult you. Now let me go. You've accepted, let it go. I've got it. And it was building my thing with trust, because I've had, y'all, I'm telling y'all more than, but it makes sense, y'all. I've had my share of people falling through for me, not only as an adult, but a lot as a child. If you come through and you have those issues, especially trust issues, you feel as if you have to be in control. You feel like you have to do stuff because it's not going to get done correctly, instead of opening yourself and allowing God to bring people and things into your life. And so I had to deal with that issue. So with that, I was like, okay. And then, God opened me up even more and it was scary. I'm telling you, being vulnerable with God, the intimacy with God, being vulnerable with that, because it's not an easy thing to do if you've been tarnished, if you've been hurt so many times and people just attack you and you're like, well, I only got myself. When knowing doggone well, we don't live in this world alone. I don't, that stuff kind of hurts, especially if you're one of those people that you understand. I understood that concept so long ago, because I know I couldn't be in the place where I'm at if I didn't have, assistance from other people. Sometimes it was family. A lot of times it wasn't. It was people, strangers that I didn't know. Sometimes it was teachers. Sometimes it was, all these different people. And so, having, you know, understanding that, I always, my biggest thing was always, let me lean on this person, let me go towards this area, let me get myself in position. And you know, sometimes that can be looked at as, people will attack you for that, because you can hear things, you can, you know, they'll attack you different ways. Sometimes it'll be out of jealousy. Sometimes people will think that it's something wrong. They'll have their own little things, especially if they have their own vices, meaning their own issues to fight. Everybody has their own issues to fight, and don't let it be something that's close to yours, because they're going to react as if you're attacking them. Okay, so, and I have to say this for myself, because I've learned this for myself. I've read it, I've witnessed it, and I've witnessed it for myself, meaning myself being in the moment reacting this way on both ends. And so, because of this, and because of what I've seen, and because of what I you know, understand now, I've tried my best to open myself up. I try my best to to open myself. I try to be more open, be clear. I try to, you know, just be a little bit proactive when I see those things happening to me. Okay, it's really nothing else that I can do. My teeth look yellow. Oh, whatever. Teeth are supposed to look yellow anyway, y'all. So, okay. Anywho, and so, that's what I was doing. But I started seeing, like, you know, I was opening myself up, and I started seeing God pour in these different people. He started helping me, not only that, but with my love life. That is, y'all, if I could tell y'all, like, I don't want to, not to say jinx, I just don't. I'm gonna keep it under wraps until later. And then, you know, doing all that. So, yeah. Anywho, I you know, I open myself up, you know, and because I open myself up, and because these people are coming in, you have to understand, if people have blessings on them and they come near you, you're going to have blessings. If they have curses on them, guess what? You're going to have curses. You're going to be under that cloak, under that umbrella. I don't care what people say. I know the spiritual laws, okay? Whether you are a believer or not, you know, birds of a feather really flock together. If you want to be rich, what you're going to do? Hang around rich people, because they know, you know, ways to get things, or ways to do certain things. If you want to play sports, you're not going to be around, and you want to learn something like, say for instance, baseball. You're not going to be around a basketball player trying to learn baseball. You're going to go around people who are already in the field. That's why you have training. That's why you go to certain things. You know, me trying to be a behavior analysis. Guess what? I have to go around people who are already in that field. And or not only that, some of that stuff is going to trickle off to you. You know, I have people who are far ahead of me, and because of that, some of the blessings behind that is that they are able to bring me into conference rooms. They're able to bring me into places. They're able to bring me into places and into arenas that I wouldn't be able to go into, because I don't have that skill. I don't have that, you know, I don't have access to it, you know. That's how, basically, how these things are, okay? That's exactly what it is. And so, oh shoot, I'm so hot, y'all. I gotta get this off of me. I gotta get this off. Okay. Into people who were going for the same things, people who had access and went farther than me. So some of that, I was getting some of their blessings, some of their things, some of the gifts that they got, that they did not want or did not need. Okay? I'll tell you that too. Some of those, and Yeah. And so that means that you are blessed. When you are connected to somebody, sometimes I understand this from the number one thing. I learned this way long time ago. You don't have to be the person who won, or you don't have to be the number one. You can be connected to the number and still get all the benefits and all the privileges, except you don't have the title. Sometimes you can have jurisdiction, you can have a rank because of that. If you stay loyal, if you stay loyal, if kind of skill, you don't have to be number one. You don't have to be number one to succeed. Okay. um Certain things, yes, but you to succeed, you don't have to be number one. And so, what else? So yeah, so God had opened my life and started pouring into me. And people were like, I like you. I want to see you grow. I want you to do this. I want you to open this business. I'm going to put this amount in your account, and I know that you want to do this for helping a shelter. I'm going to give you this. I know you say you want this, but I'm going to give you this. Okay? And when that happened, I was just like, oh God, oh my God. It makes you get this, not only an aha moment, it's just like, wow, all this time, I was working, trying to do it in myself, in my own capacity, and I was stressing myself out. But when God opened up that door and I became vulnerable and I let God in, he had people who was already ready to register with me, who was already ready. Y'all, my doggone makeup, I had took some of it off, y'all, so excuse me. Y'all know when that came out, y'all see my exercise clothes, so y'all already know what's going on. But anyhow, I wasn't ready. I was trying to do everything in my own strength, and sometimes I would get broken down. I would have to sacrifice paying bills. Sometimes I would just have to skim out, just barely make it. They'd be like, "Bo, you're working 3 jobs. You're working 4 jobs," and I'm like, God told me to do this, so this is gonna happen. It's gotta happen, and I'm thinking like, okay, it's gonna happen this way. It's gonna happen that way. It's gonna, it's gonna happen, all these ways, and it didn't. It only happened when I really surrendered. It only happened when I surrendered, y'all. Some of those things were dead in my face. Some of the people who were investors I had known for a long time since I got here. Telling y'all honest to goodness truth. I known long since I got here. And it didn't open until I surrendered. I truly surrendered to God to let Him open things up and let Him, lead and guide me. That's basically what it was. It was what it was. And so, yeah, that's what I got from that. I was like, man, it's something, it's amazing. It's really something, but a little bit of auction. Uh-oh. Oh no. Okay. Yeah, it's really amazing how God works. But it showed me how to actually be ahead of water. And not only that, because I was getting blessed so much and I had to be around these people, and the people that were blessing me, I was more attuned to be around. God was separating me from the people, places, and the things that I had no business to be around. First of all, the places that I thought that was being, good and everything, because, oh, you're helping people. Oh, you're doing this. This is in the field. This is close to the field. God doesn't deal with almost. God deals with either or, yes and no. He doesn't deal with the gray. We live in the gray. We live in the gray. But God deals, when He answers, He doesn't deal with maybe yes, maybe no. He deals with either yes, no, not yet. Yes, no, not yet. Okay? It's never a maybe or anything like that. So, yeah, so it got me away from those people who were half-stepping. who are half stepping. So I just wanted to share that. This is my part one of being ahead and being above water. I know a lot of other people who are going through this. People who are around me are going through this. Some of them I just met, and how they were explaining how their lives was changing, and and I just listened to what they were saying. I never told about how mine was changing. I started seeing the difference. So yeah, that's what it is. So I'm gonna get off here. Hopefully something I said or done will help you on your journey. Please stay tuned to Journey to